Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here. And in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like over on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Friday, February the 7th. I've got some player props I like, guys, for this Friday night slate, taking a first look at the board on Friday morning. I typically like to do these videos the night before, but on Thursday night when I was going to make the video, there was no props available, and I didn't want to just stay up all night waiting for props to get added, so I figured I'd wait till Friday, make the video the day of, and obviously we'd have more props available. We've got 7 games tonight. I do have 2 early plays I like for this slate, taking a first look at the board again on Friday morning. We're going to break down these plays, talk about why I like them. Now, before we do get started, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. If you enjoy these Prizepicks videos, hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you are new to Prizepicks, be sure to go sign up for Prizepicks and use promo code NOAH. When you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. Be sure to sign up, use code NOAH if you have not yet. And also, I want to shout out Sleeper. We do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. You guys can sign up for Sleeper. Go use promo code NOAH over there. And when you play your first $5 lineup, you'll get $55 worth of free lineups. So this is a cool promo Sleeper's doing. It's a promo that doesn't entice you to really deposit a bunch of money, because on Sleeper with this promo, you can put in the minimum and still get $55 worth of free lineups once you play your first $5 lineup. So if you've ever wanted to try out Sleeper, this is definitely a cool promo that would kind of entice you to do so. Again, you don't have to put in a bunch of money. Just make a $10, $15, $20 deposit. You'll still get those $55 worth of free lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. So be sure to go check out Sleeper, guys. Download their app and make sure to use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Sleeper. But before we talk through our props, guys, for this slate on Friday, I do want to recap our plays from our last video, which was on Wednesday. I did not make a video Thursday. There was no props up when I wanted to make my video Wednesday night. And then I had a dentist appointment Thursday, so I just didn't have the time to do it Thursday morning. So just decided to not make a video Thursday. But on Wednesday, we gave out 3 props Wednesday, and we did go 3-0. So hopefully you guys did tail the 3 plays that we gave out Wednesday. Let's see if we can keep it rolling here for this slate on Friday. Got 2 picks for today. Let's go ahead and break them down. So the first prop that I'm liking for Friday is going to be a fantasy score prop. And the fantasy score prop that I'm liking here is going to be Richaun Holmes. And we're going to take Richaun Holmes for more than 22.5 fantasy score. So if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't know how fantasy score works, just click scoring chart right here and you can see how fantasy points are calculated. If you scroll down, fantasy points are calculated like this. For every point, the player gets 1 point. For every rebound, they get 1.2 points. For every assist, 1.5. For blocks and steals, they get 3 points for each of those. And then for turnovers, they do lose a point for turnovers. So it's pretty self-explanatory. So if we look at this prop on Richaun Holmes, you look at his last 5 games, it's all red. But obviously there's a reason that it's all red. It's because he was barely playing. He's been like their 3rd string center this season behind Alex Sarr, behind Jonas Valanciunas. Well, now Alex Sarr is traded, or not, excuse me, Alex Sarr is out right now. Jonas Valanciunas is traded. So without J-Val, who's no longer on the team, without Alex Sarr, who's out right now, that leaves Richaun Holmes to start at center. He started last game. He played 26.5 minutes, had 22.5 fantasy points in those 26 minutes, so he tied this projection. Obviously, the matchup here against Cleveland is somewhat difficult. Cleveland has been a pretty good defensive team all season. They've been pretty good against centers. But Richaun Holmes, historically throughout his career, has been a player that can be good for fantasy when he gets minutes. Now, is he like a great basketball player? Probably not. He's a 3rd string center on the Wizards. But can he rack up fantasy points when he's on the floor? Yes, he can. And if you look throughout his career, he has typically been a guy that averages around 1 fantasy point per minute. This season with the Wizards, he's averaged 0.97 fantasy points per minute. And then really every season of his career, 0.92, 1.05, 1.04, 1.16, 1.02, 1.1, 0.97, 0.77. So he did have a year with the Kings where he was pretty bad, 0.77, but then 0.94, 0.97. So he's typically been right around that 1 fantasy point per minute number. Last game he played 26 minutes. I think he probably plays similar minutes here. If you look at his first half rotation last game, he did play about 16 minutes in the first half, but he didn't play much in the second half because the game was a blowout. Now, when you're talking about the Wizards, obviously there's always a chance that they get blown out because they're just not that good of a team. This game does have like a 17-point spread. But even if this game does blow out, I don't know if Holmes is like a guy that they would technically try and get off the floor in a blowout. Like, obviously, in a blowout, they're probably taking out Jordan Poole. They're probably taking out, like, Malcolm Brogdon. Like, they don't want to risk injury on those guys in a blowout. But Richaun Holmes has played in blowouts this season. Like, I don't think he's not really a guy that, the Wizards view as, like, a part of their future. So, like, I think he might still get minutes even in a blowout. If the game does blow out, he probably plays like 26, 28 minutes. If it stays competitive, he probably plays like 30, 32 minutes, maybe more. And again, Holmes is typically a guy that can average around a fantasy point per minute. So far with the Wizards this season, he's only played over 20 minutes in 2 games. He played 27 minutes against the Sixers, had 23.7 fantasy points. He played 27 minutes against Brooklyn last game, had 22.5. So for what it's worth, he's pushed or gone over this line in both of his games this season, playing over 20 minutes. And then if we look at last season with the Wizards, Holmes did play at least 25 minutes in, I believe, 7 games last season with the Wizards. In those 7 games, 27 fantasy points, 27.8, 16.3, 35.8, 30.2, 39, and 34.7. So, like, he showed an ability to be productive from a fantasy perspective when he was given minutes last season. So far this season, he hasn't really played much because, he's basically been like their third string center. But now he's going to have the opportunity to play a lot because, Jonas Valanciunas not on the team anymore, and Alex Sarr is out right now for injury. So if we project Holmes for like 28 minutes here, I think this fantasy score line of 22.5 does look a few points too low, even in this matchup. I would project Holmes for probably like 24.5, 25.5 fantasy points. I think 22.5 is a bit low. So I like that as our first prop for Friday. And then the other prop that I like is a first half prop. So on Prizepicks, you can take first half props. They are under the NBA 1H category, so go over to NBA 1H. And the first half prop that I like is going to be on Emmanuel Quickley. So we're going to take Emmanuel Quickley for more than 10.5 first half PRA. So there's a big reason why I like this prop on Emmanuel Quickley. So we've seen Emmanuel Quickley play 3 games so far since coming back from injury. He was out for about 3 weeks. You can see he played on January 11th, and then he was out till January 31st. So in the 3 games that Quickley has played since coming back from injury, he's gone over this first half PRA line in 2 out of those 3 games. He had 17 first half PRA against Chicago, 17 against the Clippers, only 7 last game against the Knicks. I did take his first half over last game, so go figure the day I take his over in the first half is the day he doesn't go over. But I'm going to go back to it today. I actually put this play out in my Patreon for their last game, but Quickley got ruled out in their last game and he didn't play. But I like going back to these props on Quickley, and there's a reason that I like these first half props on Quickley. So if we look at Quickley's minutes so far since he's come back from injury, in the first game he played, where his first game back from injury against the Bulls, in that game he only played 15 minutes. But if you look at his first half rotation, he played 12 minutes in the first half. They basically played him like 3 minutes to start the second half, and then he didn't play the rest of the game because I'm pretty sure they were just limiting him to 15 minutes. Once he hit that 15-minute limit, he wasn't going to come back in the game. So he was limited to 15 minutes against Chicago, but he played 12 minutes in the first half. This game against the Clippers, he played 17 minutes, but of those 17 minutes, 12 of those minutes came in the first half. So he's been playing a lot of minutes in the first half and then basically not playing much in the second half because he hits his minutes limit, and then when he hits his minutes limit, they don't put him back in the game. Last game against the Knicks, he did get up to 21 minutes. If we look at his first half rotation, he played about 15 minutes in the first half. So he played about 15 minutes in the first half and then played about 6 minutes to start the second half, hit that 20-minute limit or 21-minute limit, and then didn't come back into the game. So Quickley's minutes are slowly starting to ramp up a little bit. So he's starting to get a little bit more playing time in the second half. But what's remained consistent so far through these 3 games, they just bumped his PRA line to 11. I think that's still okay at 11 first half PRA. I still like that, but that's annoying that they bumped that. But let's just keep talking through this because I still like this play regardless. So Quickley's minutes limit is slowly starting to go up each game, 15, 17, 21. But what's remained consistent in those 3 games has been his first half minutes, 12, 12, 15. So he's consistently been getting like 12 to 15 minutes in the first half. And then in the second half, it's just kind of like, how much are they going to play him in the second half till he hits that minutes limit that they have? We don't exactly know what his limit is. Today, it could be like 24 minutes. So he could play like 15 minutes in the first half, play like 8 minutes in the second half, and then, he's done. We saw the Clippers do this with Kawhi Leonard whenever they brought back Kawhi Leonard from injury. They would basically play him like normal minutes in the first half, and then in the second half, he would only play like 5 or 6 minutes, and then they would just sit him for the rest of the game. Why are these teams doing this? I don't really know. maybe they don't want these guys playing like crunch time minutes because it maybe adds more stress to their body. Like, I don't really know why they're doing this on Quickly, but while they are managing Quickly's minutes like this, I think we can get an edge here taking his over in first half props, because his first half lines are not accounting for the fact that he's playing most of his minutes in the first half. He's not really playing much in the second half, but he's getting a lot of his minutes in the first half. I'm assuming they're going to keep doing this until he starts to get ramped up. Maybe this is the game that he goes out there and plays like 30 minutes. But with how they've been managing him so far, they've only been increasing his minutes like slowly each game. But again, what's remained consistent throughout this has been his first half minutes. And this season, when Quickly has played at least 12 minutes in the first half, I believe he's gone over this line in 8 out of 11 games. So Quickly hasn't played much this season because he has been injured, but he has played in, I believe, 11 games total, or 12 games total. And when he has played at least 12 minutes in the first half, he's gone over this line in 9 out of 12 games, I believe. Yeah, 9 out of 12 games. 9 out of 11 games, I believe. Or no, 8 out of 11 games. So there it is. 8 out of 11 games with at least 12 minutes in the first half. Quickly's gone over this PRA line. I know the matchup here against OKC is not great, but I think if we're going to get like 12 to 14 first half minutes from Quickly, which we should definitely get, maybe he plays more than that, though. I think last game in the first half he played like 15 minutes. So if you give me 13, 14, 15 first half minutes from Quickly, I think we can get 11 PRA, especially with the Raptors injury depleted right now. Like, Jakob Poeltl's out for this game. I believe RJ Barrett is out as well. I want to check that just to confirm. RJ Barrett's out. The Raptors did trade for Brandon Ingram, but he's probably not, he's not ready to play yet. He's still been injured. They also traded away some guys. Like, they traded away Davion Mitchell. I think they traded away somebody else too. They traded away Bruce Brown. So, like, this Raptors team's kind of thin right now. They don't have a lot of guys available. So Quickly should have a pretty big role here when he's going to be on the floor. And in the first half, he should be on the floor a good amount. So that's what we're going to roll with, guys, is our 2 props for Friday. Richaun Holmes, more than 22.5 fantasy score, and Emmanuel Quickly, more than 11 first half PRA. If you guys are going to tell me on these 2 props, let's see if we can go 2-0 here. Hit both these plays on Friday. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching these Prizepicks videos. Make sure that you hit that like button down below if you did enjoy. Hit that subscribe button as well, and be sure to go check out Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH when you do, and when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So sign up for Prizepicks if you have not yet. But good luck, guys. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.